Student, is my screen is visible? Okay. Okay. So for label encoding that I'm going to explain right now. Say for example, what is this label encoding will do? Okay. Let me take an example of gender. Okay. So gender, how many categories we have? Can anyone tell me? Female and male. Okay. Two categories. So whenever the particular encoding find female, it will be converted into 0. And whenever it finds male, it will be converted into 1. Is it clear? Then let me show you one more example as well so that you will understand. So all the categorical values will be converted into a numerical values. Let me take an example of this work class. Okay. So how many categories we have? Private, self-employed, local government. Okay. Not listed, state government, self-employed, federal government. So we have some categories over there. Say for example, we are having 6 categories. So how it will be converting? Yes, starting from 0 to 5. Okay. So this is how it will be converting the labels, the categorical values into a numerical values. Is it clear? Any queries how this label encoding is work on? Okay, somebody were asking for Huffman encoding. Yeah. So we have again different encoding. Students, as I mentioned earlier, this is the one way to work on with the particular data set. Okay, it is up to you people to optimize again and work on with the different techniques to come up with the different solution for the same problem. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, so if you want, so the Huffman encoding is also a type of encoding. What it will do, it will try to give the numbering based on the number of occurrence, the frequency of the occurrence, it will try to assign the label. Okay, so that will be encoded based on the particular values occurrence, how frequently it is appears in the particular data set. Okay, so say for example, more frequent words will get the lesser codes. Okay, so this is how the encoding process works. Here we have a categorical value, so that will be converted into the numerical value with the help of the label encoding. Okay, so similarly, say for example, we have private, self-employed, and um, what is the next category? Can anyone tell me? Subcategories. Very good, Shantanu. Great. All the best for your great preparation. Can anyone tell me what is the next category I need to switch on to the government? Okay. Okay. Local government. Yes. Okay. So these are all some of the categories. So it will be converted into 1, 2, 3. Okay. Similarly, all the subcategories under this particular data will be converted into a different encoding labels. Okay, now we are going to do label encoding. Okay, so we will be using certain libraries for that to use the label encoder. So what I'm going to do, we have a library platform called sklearn, from where we can import this label encoder with the help of, this is the, since it is a pre-processing technique. Okay, so I'm going to import label encoder. So what is the first step? We have to create an object of that particular encoder, so that we will be using that particular object for converting the categorical value into the numerical value. So I'm creating object over here. Encoder is the object. With the help of the label encoder I have created. Have you all completed up to this? This is the platform where we can get Scikit-learn. Very good. Okay, so that is nothing but sklearn. pre-processing methodologies. We have import the label encoder. Okay. And we will be creating a object for that particular encoder, and using that object we will be fitting the data into that particular object to convert the categorical values into a numerical values in terms of labels. Clear? Shall we do that? I will include one particular line of syntax for first column, so you have to do it the same procedure for the remaining column as well. So let me do it for work class. So what is the object here? Encoder is the object that we are using here. So I'm going to fit that particular data into the label encoding into the particular column. So for that, what is the function method that I'm using? Fit transform. Okay. So this is the method. This is nothing but the method that will be used to fit the data into the particular encoder to converting the categorical values into a numerical values. Exactly. Data of work class. Okay. This is the syntax that we will do after completing this categorical conversion numerical values that we will be doing. Okay, got it. Students, it's a really good step. Before doing this label encoder, we have to do the splitting of the data, because here you can see the income should be, it will be applying the label encoding will be applied to all the attributes of that particular um data set. Okay. So before that, what you have to do, we have to divide the data into two. That is, what is the data set is having? Can anyone tell me what is the data set is having? Yes. So we will be we are having two different data set. Sorry, we have data set. We have to split up into two parts. That is training and testing. Okay. Then we have to apply this pre-processing method. Okay. So let me show that quickly. So what I did here, attribute function. Where is the underscore, ma? Okay, okay. Got it, got it. Okay, this is just a warning. Okay, no problem. Similarly, you have to do it for all the column. Okay, let me just show you that quickly. I think you are all clear up to this, right? So I'll just show you the entire part. Yes. So you can see here. So whatever we have completed, we have this. Okay, let me just quickly show you this so that we can complete it on time. I have re-executed whatever we have did so far. Okay. Yes. So listen, students. as I mentioned earlier. Okay. So before label encoding, what we have to do, we have to split the data set into two. So what is that data? One is for training, another one is for students. I need response. One is for training, another one is testing. So in this particular data set, what is the output? That is nothing but the income. You can see here, income is the output. Okay. So you can see last column. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to drop the column income. Okay. So you can see here, I'm adding the syntax data equal to drop column is equal to income. So whatever the column income, that will be deleted. Drop is used to delete the particular column. And this will be stored into the variable called X. So that is nothing but my input. Okay. So I have divide the data set into two. Okay. So that is input and output first before split going for training and testing. Okay. So you can see here the first 13 attributes are stored into the variable called X. Okay. This is nothing but my input variable. Can you able to understand this particular step? Okay. And the last column is called income column. That I am adding to the variable Y. Okay. That is nothing but output. Is it clear, everyone? Any queries in this particular step? So when I'm trying to print the X variable, it is giving me only the input of that particular data. So you can see here, the last column is not income, it is native country only. Okay. So after this label encoding, students, you have to divide the data set into two. One is the input variable, another one is the output variable. Okay. Input variable, we will be having 13 attributes. In the output variable, we will be having only one column, that is nothing but income. Okay. Have you all clear up to this? Any queries? Yes. Okay. Now get me back to this so that you can also visualize it. Let me just. So we have completed the work class and the remaining also. Okay. Listen. So here you can see, listen carefully. So previously we can find all the values are in the categorical values. You can see here private, educational, marital status, occupation, relationship. We have some categorical values. Now we have successfully convert all the categorical values into a numerical values. Is it clear to everyone? Yes. Yes. Then we have split up the entire variables, entire data set into two. One is the input variable, another one is the output variable. Do you have any queries up to this, students? Have you all clear with this? Can you able to practice from your end up to this? Yes. So we have completed up to data split up. So now we are ready for the model to get trained. Okay, we have a input data, we have a output data in our hand. We will be feeding this output into a machine to get trained onto the data. Okay. So I request all the students to work on with the data set that I have shared with you so far with the different pre-processing techniques, different outlier techniques, different encoding techniques to come up with the effective data set in your hand to create a model, machine learning for model. Okay. So the labels are in the numerical values. Okay, clear up to this? So students, you have to just swap this particular step. So before this step, you have to split the, um, I mean, convert the label encoding. But the reason here is, you can see the income should be either less than or equal to 50 or greater than 50K. That should not changed. Okay. So before this split up, I mean, after the split up only, you have to perform this label encoding. Clear? Yes. Any queries? Students, we have another 5 minutes for your queries in the technical session. You can have your queries. Let me just quickly show you the recap of all the implementation that we have completed in today's session. Okay. So first we have import all the necessary libraries to work on with the data. Then we have import the data set from the local system. Then we have visualized the data in terms of rows and columns, and we have evaluated is there any null values present in the data set. Then we have worked on with the different subcategories of the data set using the value count method. And then we have replaced the data's special characters with the value using the replace method. Then we have visualized the outliers using graph visualization. Then we have removed certain not useful information from the data set. Then we have delete the redundant information from the data set. Finally, we have encode the data set for converting the categorical values in the numerical values in order to feed the machine for better learning process. Okay, hope this is clear to everyone, and you can start working on with the project, students. I have I have started the idea of how we are going to work on with the project. In the upcoming sessions also, we are going to explore different techniques of employee salary prediction, how we are going to work on with the data set as well. Okay, different methodologies and techniques to work on with the particular problem definition. We have shared the attendance form in the chat section, students. Now you can have your queries in the chat section. Yes. Because of redundant information, we have dropped the education column. You can use different encoding techniques as well. So topic of the project is employee salary prediction using machine learning algorithms. You should not deviate from the project title. The question mark means some special characters in the data set that we need to replace it with the proper value. So students, start completing your courses, start exploring the project methodologies as well. Okay. So you have to complete both on time to get the final certification. I request Channabasar sir to answer the queries related to the certification and internship details.
Sure, Nandini. Yeah, few students were asked, they have received the offer letter. And once you receive, no need to send back students. You can keep it with yourself. And if your institute were asked for the reference, you can submit to your institute. We will mention all the internship deadline. We will mention. Just we're in the second technical session. I will be repeating what are the metric for completion for these internship students. First one, you have to apply in the ASCT portal. Then you have to got the email from Internet Foundation for shortlisted for this 6-week internship. Then third one, you have to complete the registration process. We have taken the IBM Skills Build orientation session. You have to complete your registration process. Then you have to complete the provided learning plan. Artificial intelligence, we have customized learning plan we have provided. You have to complete all the mandatory course mentioned in the learning plan. That is mandatory. And you have to claim the credential as well. If you completed all the mandatory course, then you are able to claim your credential through Credly platform. That is also mandatory. Then whenever you are attending the mental lead session, you have to mark your attendance. And finally, you have to submit your project. These are the major metrics for getting your final completion certificate, students. If you miss any metric in this, you will be getting only participation certificate. I hope this is clear, students. I'm sharing again in the attendance form.
Students, one more thing you have to, so many of the students have requested for, ma'am, we have not yet get the final certification. Students, you have to check into your mail for accessing your Credly badge. Okay, so you will be getting one mail from the Skillsbill platform, accept the badge. Okay, so you have to click on that accept the badge through Credly. So when you click on that accept badge, no, it will be redirected you to the Credly platform, where you have to verify and download the certificate. Then only it will be showing you as 100% completed in your IBM Skillsbill platform. I think this is clear to everyone, right? Okay, so students, for this internship program, you have to complete all the courses in the learning plan, and you have to download the certificate in the Skillsbill platform in the name of EduNet Artificial Intelligence, as well as Artificial Intelligence Fundamentals from Credly platform. These are the two certificates you have to earn for this internship program. The final metrics is the project. Okay, you have to complete the project in the form of PPT. As apart from that, attendance is mandatory for this internship program. These are all the certification criteria. Make sure that you should not miss any of these metrics. I think this is clear to everyone, students. So when whatever the mail ID that you have used in the IBM Skillsbill platform, that mail ID kindly update in the attendance form, so that you will be marked as engaged learners in the particular platform. Okay. So students, start working on with
Yes.
your project and complete the learning plan as well. See you all in the next week, same timing. Thank you for the interactive session.
Yes, thank you, Nandini madam. And we already mentioned about the regarding organization thing. All students should be under DGTR Internet Foundation. If some students were getting some other organization, those students need to re-register with new email ID, and they have to mark their correct skills with email ID in the attendance form. And few students were asking about the activation status. Don't worry, students. Whatever we are mentioning in the session, you have to follow the same. We will be sharing the activation list in the Telegram group. We already sent the recorded sessions, and few students were asking about the ACT status. From ACT backend, they were going to update. Don't worry about the update from the ACT also. If you got the email from Edison Foundation, that means you are shortlisted for this 6-week internship. Offer letter it's already shared, students. Just you can refer pinned message in the Telegram group. It's already corrected. There was some spelling mistake in the earlier one. I have updated. I have shared the new link with you. You can check recent link. It's there. Tomorrow morning, you can expect this session recording along with all the important links. You can refer to session recording, students.